all living things are doing niche construction. We're not just shaped by our environment. That was the old evolutionary view. We now know biologists have moved towards niche construction. Organisms are being shaped by their environment, but they're also shaping their environment. So you shape your environment that shapes you, like this. That's niche construction. Niche construction is necessary for you to do relevance realization because things are relevant in terms of your niche. Wittgenstein famously said, even if a lion could talk, we wouldn't understand him because what a lion finds salient and relevant wouldn't make any sense to you at all. Now, here's the thing. Culture is niche construction on methamphetamines. Look around you. Other than the atmosphere and your naked body, everything else is culture. We have shaped this. Everything is being shaped. But notice what else is being shaped. We're being shaped. None of you are wearing clown suits. Why not? They could be warm, they could be comfortable, they could make you feel really great because you would be rejected by your peers if you showed up to this event. In fact, many of you people were worried, am I dressed appropriately? See, culture is niche construction on steroids. Niche construction and culture, biology and cognition are all strongly wedded together. The next thing about relevance realization. Relevance realization is very much like biological adaptivity. In fact, one way of thinking about relevance realization is what you're doing when you zero in on relevance is you're doing kind of like what evolution does. You're running variate, like, I'll just give you a quick example. You have two attentional systems right now at work. Well, three. Two that are plugged into your salience network. One is your default mode network, and one is your task focus network. Your task focus network is trying to get you to keep your attention on the task of listening to this bizarre Canadian professor. And then you got your default mode network that's saying, let's mind wander. Let's think about other things. Let's go, yeah, that was a great dinner I had. Oh, I wonder if Karen still likes me. And they're set up, and this is like biological evolution. The default mode network introduces variation, options that you could consider. The task focus network kills most of them off, but not all of them. And so you make a couple of connections and you move forward. It's just like evolution, variation, selection, variation, selection. And they're doing that on your what you find salient. That's how it's working. Relevance realization is strongly analogous to biological evolution. Relevance realization is like biological adaptivity, only faster. Now, here's the thing. Where is the biological adaptivity of the great white shark? Is it in the shark? No, because I put the shark in the desert, it dies. Is it in the ocean? No, because if I drop you in the ocean, you're dead. See, adaptivity isn't in the organism and it's not in the environment. It's not subjective or objective. It is about the fittedness between the organism and the environment in that niche construction. Relevance realization, I've coined a term for this. It's transjective. It's what binds the subjective and the objective together. So this means relevance realization, your cognition, and your biology are all about how you are coupled to the environment. Coupled, dynamically participating in something together in this mutual co-shaping. And that is the fourth kind of knowing. That is participatory knowing. That is knowing not by having beliefs or skills or states of mind. It's knowing by how you and the environment are co-shaping each other, and you're both participating in this process, so you belong together. You get a sense of belonging from this. You don't get a sense of presence. You don't get a sense of power. You don't get a sense of truth. You get a sense of belonging. You belong. And it has its own weird form of memory. You call it yourself. It's a weird form of memory. So you get your sense of self from your perspectival knowing, your episodic memory, and your participatory knowing, and this deeper kind of memory. This is the knowing that gives you a sense of belonging so you shape your identity in the right way. And what are you talking about, shaping your identity? You sound like some French philosopher. You're doing it whenever you realize what role you should be taking. Role